All right, let's get into this. I watched a video yesterday by Lovely T, and Lovely T was doing a breakdown of what happened when Keith Lee went to the food truck, which is called Sweetly Seasoned. And I don't even really want to talk about Keith Lee because we all, if you're not familiar with him by now, I don't know what rock you've been living under, but baby, crawl out from under it, hit the Google machine, and look his ass up. But I want to talk about this black woman right here. I want to talk about her. Take a good look at her face, and I am sure that you can understand what I'm going to say next. Black women are so accustomed to losing that very few of us and very seldom can we see or are we capable of seeing when we have. This woman won in a major way, and not just because of Keith Lee. The young lady you see on your screen right now, her name is Sherelle. And Sherelle did a lot for this woman's business as well. Sherelle's brother is the barber who was doing the haircuts, and the barber is friends with Sweetly Seasoned son, right? This girl here that you see on your screen did all kinds of free marketing for this business. And if you go and look, there's a video of the son saying that they had good food, they had good intentions, they just didn't know anything about marketing. So here goes Sweet Sherelle to put together t-shirts, flyers. She's got a huge social media platform. I even follow her. And she came there to do hair. They was doing hair, they was cutting hair, and they was slaying chicken, baby. And so Keith Lee, being the sweetheart and the gentleman that he's presented to the whole world and has maintained as his character, decided to tip everybody. After he got the food, he gave an honest review. What he liked, what he didn't really care for, he spoke about that as well. I watched his entire review. So he tipped the owner of Sweetly Seasoned in Dallas $4,000 US, plus an additional $860 so that all the customers behind him could eat free for the remainder of the day. That's right, and I heard Keith Lee say these things himself. The owner was supposed to keep $2,000. She was supposed to give $1,000 to the barber so that he could continue to give free haircuts. And she was also supposed to give $1,000 to Sherelle, who was doing the hair braiding and the marketing. This woman, this selfish, self-sabotaging, spineless, and self-loathing woman right here decided that instead of doing the right thing and doing what Keith Lee instructed her to do with the money that he gave to her, which again was for her to give $1,000 to the barber, $1,000 to the hair braider, and keep the $2,000 for herself, to give free food to the rest of her customers for the rest of the day, which is why he gave her the $860 on top of the $4,000. So she would have pocketed $2,000 for herself independently. She would have gotten all kinds of free press and promotion as people came to get food, knowing that Keith Lee had been there, that Keith Lee had blessed them, and the blessing could have been paid forward. This woman squandered a $40,000 blessing for $4 measly thousand. She only let 3 people eat for free. I want to talk about how black women have always and will always get in their way because they don't love themselves. This is not a woman who loves herself, respects herself, honors herself, or anybody else. She feels like, well, he gave me the money so I could do what I want with it. And you know what? You're right, sis. You can. But I have seen videos on your TikTok, and I'm going to tag this woman because I really do hope that she hears this video. I'm not saying this to be malicious or nasty, but broken people cannot hear constructive criticism because they're already in fight or flight. So she might need to take a beat and then listen. Because, you know, she's got that old black mama face. Look at her. She thinks she knows everything, right? She knows better. Nobody could tell her nothing. I'm going to do what I want. You know, that vainglorious hubris that is present in too many boomer age and Gen X age black women? Instead of this black woman paying it forward and keeping her blessing and blessing other people, she chose to, after praying with Keith Lee, y'all go watch the video. Watch the fucking video. both Sherelle's version of the video, which is from inside the kitchen, and Keith Lee's version of the video, which is from outside the kitchen. She sat up and prayed with Keith Lee and everything. So then he gave her the whole tip. He gave her the $4,000. He gave her the $860 to pay for the rest of the customers' meals for the rest of the day. And he left. And no sooner than he left, this woman did what almost every broken boomer Gen X black woman always does. She shot herself in the foot. The vast majority of black women are too broken to be blessed. And then this woman, after she sat up there and robbed the people, not only the customers who Keith Lee paid $860 for them to get free food, but the barber who was friends with her son and his sister Sherelle, who did the beauty. She was in the kitchen helping her because the lady didn't have nobody who could work and all kinds of stuff, right? She screwed over them. She screwed over the patrons. But most importantly, she screwed over herself. This woman has placed a curse on her name, her face, her business, because she is a selfish, greedy somebody, because she is a glutton. This is so-called a Christian woman. But gluttony is a sin, sis. Not that you would know. We see them double chins. No shade, just truth. Black women who are listening to me, hear me well. It is a blessing to be a blessing, especially when someone's been a blessing to you. It's a blessing to be a blessing when you've received a blessing. You are not being a good steward over what God has given to you by being selfish, calculating, spineless, and self-loathing. This woman is trying to hide behind her son. Oh, I gave $1,000 to my son, and what he does is on him. Honey, I don't care how many scapegoat games you play. Your little sorry-ass food truck business is going to hell in a handbasket. You will go under. Your business will fail because you put a curse on your business when God sent an angel to bless you. There are literal earth angels walking around here, just being a blessing to people. And when you do heinous, deceitful shit like this woman, you're not hurting the earth angel. You're showing the cosmos, the universe, all of heaven and earth why you are unworthy to walk amongst earth angels. You know, this has got me thinking about that story, Beauty and the Beast. I swear to you, I'm not trying to be shady. It's got me thinking about Beauty and the Beast. Because if you ever read the story or even just saw the movie, you would know that the reason he became a beast when he was a man, he was a human being, but he became a beast because an old beggar woman came and knocked on his door while he was having a grand party. And she simply asked to warm herself by the fire and have a little something to drink, maybe a morsel of food to eat. And he looked at her and he cast her away. He threw her out and he treated her like she was nothing because she came to him in the appearance of an old beggar woman. Well, when she came back in her true form, the resplendent, gifted mystic witch that she was, she put a curse on him and his entire house. Because for all that he had been blessed with, the beast, while he might have been a magnificent specimen as a human being, he might have been handsome and tall, dark, all that. But his character, his true heart and true nature was beastly. She turned him into what he was inside so that the outside matched the inside. And ma'am, that's what's about to happen to your life. Keith Lee would be the beauty and you would be the beast. It's going to take for you to learn how to love yourself, for you to stop self-sabotaging. And let this be a cautionary tale to all boomer age, Gen X age, and geriatric millennial age black women. That brokenness and bitterness in your heart is the only reason you are struggling. You're addicted to the struggle. You're addicted to strife. You don't know how to exist in this world outside of those two things. And that is why you will always fail instead of succeed. You cursed yourself. You played yourself. Do better. Tighten up.